Hey, what's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken, and welcome back to another video. Ying has gotten a lot of buffs in the Valor's End update, and one of the most important buffs that she got was to her illusions. She can now deploy 3 illusions instead of 2, which is a massive, massive deal. It means she can do basically 50% more of everything she was already doing with illusions. Primarily, of course, she does more healing, but she can also, of course, tank more damage with her illusions that also got a 50% health buff, so she now has 3 illusions with 1500 health each. On top of that, she also got her ultimate buffed, which means that she will now have her ultimate basically ignore a certain percentage of anti-healing. So I believe it's like 37% of the ultimate now just completely ignores anti-healing, meaning it is a lot stronger in late game. And all of these buffs make Ying one of the strongest healers in the game right now when you run Life Exchange, which gives you a further 800 healing bonus every time you use Shatter. Shatter has a really low cooldown. Basically, you just pump out healing like there's no tomorrow with this talent. However, it's also buffed another playstyle for Ying that has been plaguing this game for a very long time. And of course, I'm talking about Focusing Lens. Now, Focusing Lens is a perfectly good talent. It's actually a great talent if you're playing damage Ying, when you have a second support on the team. But, infamously, Ying players tend not to care, and they just play Focusing Lens when they're the only healer on the team. And today, I'm going to be doing just that, and possibly throwing this match. We are going to play Focusing Lens with this build that has the Carry-On card at level 4 and Spring Plume at level 4, and we are going to buy Chronos and try to heal this team as much as possible through the power of Focusing Lens. I'm going to get reported by my entire team, I'm sure, but we will try and see if we can play Focusing Lens as a solo healer now with these buffs, because we have 3 illusions. The illusions also now got a buff to their healing output, so they now do 450 instead of 420. Small buff, but it does add up. And also, of course, the ult is stronger, and Focusing Lens has always had the benefit of spamming your ultimate like crazy. So, hopefully, with all of these buffs, we'll be able to keep this team alive. But maybe we won't. I don't know. That's what we're here to see. That's what we're here to test, because certainly this playstyle is very annoying. It has been very annoying, because the illusions simply didn't do enough healing before. But now, maybe they stand a chance. I'm not actually saying whether or not they can or can't at this moment. That's literally why we're testing it here. But yeah, I am hoping that at least this, you know, it's probably not going to be the best way to play Ying still. Obviously, I don't think that's changed. But I'm hoping that at least it's a little bit better so that when people inevitably do this on my team, they won't be throwing as hard. That's my hope. And so far, it already seems like it's going pretty well, although we are struggling to heal a Sha over here. Yeah, the illusions let him die. So the illusions still do 450 every cycle of their heal. It's not quite 450 healing per second. It's actually a little bit lower because they have a lower fire rate. But multiply that times 3. Over the span of 2 seconds, you'll basically be getting, well, 450 times 3. That's 1350 healing? Mental math? I'll have it on the screen. Power of editing, go! Which is not terrible. It's not quite as high as some healers like Saris, but it's not quite the lowest either. But that does require a serious investment, right? You need to make sure all your illusions are alive, you need to make sure you can constantly have 3 on the board, which is a challenge, right? You have to run the duration card at least level 4, and you have to run Chronos 3 in order to make it work. It's a huge investment, and also it's not very flexible, because the illusions, right, the illusions are stationary, so you have to make sure they're in a good position. They can still be destroyed. And if a teammate simply runs behind a corner, then they will no longer be healed by the illusion. So, it's quite inflexible. Actually, even more inflexible than some AoE healers like Grok, because at least Grok totems can heal through walls, right? Whereas Ying illusions, they cannot heal through walls. So all that is something to consider when playing this playstyle, which is why I still think it won't be, like, necessarily meta. But I won't deny, this is going pretty well so far. Granted, we do have double blaster. Well, we know we have single blaster. One guy was hovering dredge for a long time. We have single blaster, we have a bunch of DPS on this map. Enemy team has, you know, a bunch of tanks. They really only have one blaster, which is dredge. They also have a Ying, who is going Life Exchange. It's generally going well for us right now. But I still don't think this is the best playstyle for Ying, right? But, of course, that is ignoring the benefits of Focusing Lens. And the benefit of Focusing Lens is that you get to do extra damage with Ying. And quite a substantial amount of extra damage. 200 extra per burst, as long as you are hitting all 5 of your bursts on the same target. And this is actually very, very helpful. It makes Ying one of the most powerful damage supports, right? As long as you have a really, really good aim. And this means that Ying can get more kills for her team. And it also means that Ying can build her ult faster, and also in late game be more viable, because, you know, damage doesn't get cauterized. Healing gets cauterized, so all healers suffer late game, and if Ying can do more damage in the late game and focus less on healing, it means she'll ultimately be getting, you know, at least better value than if she were playing Life Exchange and just having all of her healing cauterized. Of course, that's not talking about the ways you can cleanse cauterize, that's not talking about rejuvenate, that's not talking about any of that. Just in a vacuum, if you have 90% cauterized, all your healing is being cauterized. Yeah, Focusing Lens will get you more value. And that's, I think, one of the biggest draws of this talent, which is why people have played it statistically in the past, you know? They think, oh, I'm going to build up my ult faster. Ying's ult is really, really strong. And I'm going to be more valuable in late game. But yeah, that would run into the issue previously if your illusions simply were not enough healing to actually let your team live in the meantime. You're basically playing a glorified damage champion with a heal on the side. It's like you were trying to heal your team with Soldier 76 in Overwatch, and that's it. It's like, no, it's not going to work. But now it seems, I mean, we are able to keep this team alive. Not great, not very well, but decently. And that's better than can be said before. This buff certainly does feel pretty good in that department. But I will say I've played a bit of Life Exchange this patch, and I think Life Exchange did feel a lot better to play in terms of keeping the team alive. And I also have to wonder how much of this match can be attributed to the fact that we are just absolutely trashing the enemy team. Our DPS are crushing them. I don't really need to do much. I'm just placing illusions here. I barely even need to shoot this match. Alright, I've got 3 illusions on the field now. They're keeping Xin alive. I'm going to get an illusion back here. I want to try and keep them out of the way of the spam. We'll get another illusion here. We do have all 3 illusions on the field. The Barrack's running away. I'm kind of stuck here. I'm going to try and run away. I'm so stuck. I'm just dead. Kill me! Oh boy. Another interesting thing about solely relying on the illusions for healing is, yeah, spam particularly hurts that. So we're actually in kind of a bad circumstance to be playing solo healer Focusing Lens because they have so much spam, right? They have Yakaroth spam, they have Dredge spam, and that means that even if I keep my illusions out of harm's way, they'll still likely be hit as collateral damage from explosives that are just being ricocheted around the corner and all that crap, right? So, oh my gosh, please. Where's my team? I need someone to help me with this barrack. So yeah, and that also means that, you know, they might be able to body block a little bit of damage, but they won't be able to body block as much as if they were, you know, single target only, right? As if, like, you know, a Victor was shooting at them or something. So solely relying on your illusions can be very, very rough in a situation like that, because if your illusions just keep getting blasted over and over again, they're not really blocking that much damage because it's explosive damage, and then they're also, you know, dying constantly. That's really going to hit your healing a lot, which is why, again, Life Exchange is the best talent for solo healing. Hello! Okay, we're fine, but my team is really starting to die a lot now. They are just not able to hold it together, and part of that is probably due to the fact that I'm not really seeing their health bars go up for my illusions, and I am just dead again. Holy crap. This is so tough. I can buy Morale Boost. I definitely need to buy that now. I needed to get Chronos squared away so that way I could have 3 illusions on the field all at once. But, yeah, Morale Boost is definitely the next most important item here, because the healing is just so strong this patch on the ultimate now that a lot of it ignores Cauterize. There we go. Let's put this down. I have 3 illusions back here. It would actually be very worthwhile for the enemy Dredge to buy Bulldozer, because we have a Ying with 3 illusions now instead of 2, and we have a Barrack. Low-key actually a really good buy, especially because with the health buff, there's no way he can one-shot my illusions without a bit of Bulldozer to help him out. So, you know, that would be a strategy to think about for the enemy Dredge. You might actually need Bulldozer these days against Ying, because you're going to see a lot more Ying, possibly paired with Barrack or Nara, and yeah, indirect buff to that item because you need it more. Oh boy. But yeah, oh man, this is such a weird way to be playing Ying. I'm so not used to this. Because normally I try to be a sensible person and play Life Exchange. I basically just never press right-click when I play, like, Damage Ying. Because I almost never play Damage Ying in the first place. And I feel like when I play Focusing Lens, it's just so hard to actually get value out of the Shatter. Because I feel like the illusions always die before they end up exploding on the target. Like, I feel like I never, ever, ever shatter for damage unless I'm playing Resonance. But I guess that health buff is kind of a buff to the illusions, in the sense that... or the buff to the illusions when it comes to damage, in the sense that if they're chasing a target, they'll have a much easier time actually getting to the target and exploding in time. So that is pretty good, you know. Resonance, I've kind of left it out of the discussion until now, partially because I'm just not a huge fan of the playstyle, but that does get some buffs from this playstyle too. Alright, we're going to counter ult this game right now. One thing to note, actually, about Resonance that is kind of sad about this buff, that it can't really partake in, is that you can't really get a 3 illusion burst with Resonance. Because, I mean, you can, technically, if you have 3 illusions on the field, you can just detonate, and bam, there you go, 3 illusions explode and kill everything. But that takes a long, long time to set up. If you want to do a bombing run with the card Rewind, where you spawn illusions with your, your teleport, you can only get a maximum of 2, due to the way that the actual movement ability works. It's not programmed to be able to summon 3 different illusions. So, yeah, Resonance doesn't get as buffed from this change as you might think. Because basically, if you wanted to get a 3 illusion burst like this, you would have to run the duration card, get Chronos, and then put 3 illusions down on the field all at once, then detonate them, and that's just a really long time to wait for 1500 damage. It's not actually a super great winner of this buff here. But yeah, let's see. Moment of Truth. How much healing did I do? I did 94,000 healing that match with Focusing Lens Ying solo healer on Ice Mines versus a Dredge. That's honestly not bad, and we were able to get triple the damage of the enemy Ying and get 4 kills. We did get less healing than her, because of course she was playing Life Exchange, and she had 2 tanks to heal instead of 1, but we were still able to actually keep up pretty consistently. So I think the moral of this story, first of all, damage diff. Our Drogos and our Zin and everyone was just popping off. Second of all, yeah, this is a lot more viable this patch. However, I still would not recommend doing this in light of other support playstyles, right? If you're the only support on your team, I don't think it's a good idea to play Focusing Lens. I think it's a better idea to play Life Exchange still, because at this point, Life Exchange just puts out such an absurd amount of healing that why not use it, man? I mean, it's an insane amount of healing that Life Exchange does now with all these cumulative buffs. And if you are Focusing Lens, yeah, you can do a lot of damage, and you can do a decent amount of healing now with these illusion buffs. But you could still just play a damage support solo who does it better, like Grover, who's still a really good hybrid support now, who could do more healing and more damage than Ying as the solo support. Alternatively, this playstyle is very, very powerful. It does a lot of damage. It can still do a good amount of healing on the side. You should pair this with a second support instead. Imagine Focusing Lens with all these buffs, you know, all the stuff that I was doing that match, plus Ray, buffing up my ult charge so I can have a lot more ults throughout the match that are more powerful, and also making up for the gaps in my healing that the illusions just simply can't fix, right? There were some instances there where I simply could not heal some of my teammates. Ray would be able to make up for that by also healing my teammates in a bit of a an inconsistent way, but, you know, 2 inconsistent healers make 1 consistent healer, right? That's sort of how that works. So yeah, you could play Focusing Lens now with a second support on your team, and, I mean, you'd be almost unstoppable. With the amount of healing the illusions do, plus the amount of healing the ultimate does, which you'll be able to spam a lot, especially if you are pairing it with Ray, plus all the benefits of the second support, possibly, maybe, I don't know, Furia instead for the damage ult, pop the damage ult, pop Ying ult, basically an immortal team marching forward with a damage bonus. Yeah, Ying double support now with Focusing Lens is going to be pretty strong. Life Exchange, still the best solo support talent, I would say. Focusing Lens, at the very least, if you want to play it in casuals as the solo support, I still wouldn't recommend it, right? You're not getting my official stamp of approval for this. But it's not throwing as hard as it was last patch, so I at least appreciate that. And yeah, geez. Focusing Lens with a second support, absolutely insane, so I definitely recommend trying that out this patch. I think we're entering another double support meta. I think officially we are entering a double support meta again. They have overbuffed supports a lot. They gave Io massive buffs this patch. They gave Ying massive buffs this patch. They gave Saris massive buffs this patch. They nerfed Grover, but Grover is still excellent. Lilith has been excellent for a very, very long time. Furia got some changes, but Damage Furia is still excellent. And Cherish is not overpowered anymore, but, you know, it's still Furia. Pip, as long as you're not playing against hit scans, absolutely excellent. Ray, excellent. Corvus, I mean, you can even play Corvus in some circumstances, pocket some flanks, and absolutely be disgusting. Genos, still playable. Grok, amazing in double support, right? Pair Grok with Ray, pair Grok with a Focusing Lens Ying, pair Grok with all these characters. Oh my gosh, Grok's amazing. You just gotta play him in the right circumstance. He's a niche character, but in that niche, he pops off. Poor Damba. Poor Damba's the biggest loser here, and it's a shame, because he's technically the strongest he's ever been in terms of his health pool and the amount of healing and damage he does, but yeah, the support class is getting crazy. I think we're entering a double support meta. I think all supports in general, most of them need to be toned down in some way. But I do generally also appreciate the trends that they're doing with these talent reworks, and with making Ying one of the strongest heal bots in the game. Because like I've said many times before, Ying doesn't do anything apart from healing. She does a little bit of damage, you know, a little bit more damage with Focusing Lens. And I guess technically she does some body blocking, but she has no crowd control, no buffs, no debuffs, none of that. No utility at all, basically. So to compensate for that, yeah, she should be healing for a lot more than other supports. But this might be a little bit ridiculous, and Grover's kind of crazy. Keywords are still here, and keywords are making supports crazy. Io's pretty crazy now. Lilith has been crazy for a very long time. Damba's a balanced support, and he's bad because all these other supports are just, they're getting ridiculous. That's my hot take of the day. But yeah, let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of Focusing Lens Ying. Am I off base, or am I pretty accurate with my assessment of Focusing Lens Ying here and the state of Ying in the meta? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, make sure to subscribe and drop a like on this video if you enjoyed. I think I already said that. You know what? We'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. Yeah. Losing my train of thought in the outro here. I just need a drink. I'm thirsty, man. Don't worry about it. Anyways, if you want to buy me a drink, by the way. Excellent segue, Andrew. Then yes, go to nexus.gg/AndrewChicken. Link is in the description. There you can buy crystals, which you can use to buy this new event pass, any skins you want, any chests you want, and more. And a little portion of the proceeds go to supporting this channel directly, so I would really appreciate it if you would do that. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.